8 weeks. We've
This
got a
is
lot
the
of things
book
that we go to, and
that you read
I do use a lot of
to get
electronics, as
to
you
the Bible
see,
study.
online. We're
So
going
you
to
have to
put
read the
this, we're
book
filming this
or just
today,
follow
and the next 8 weeks, 7
all
weeks
the
of
stuff
this.
that's in there.
That way you go back
You read like
online,
2
you
chapters
visit,
or
and if
3
you're not
chapters
able
a
to
week.
make it, at least you can
But
later
all of
on
that
catch
stuff that
up
you're
with us.
reading is
The
already up there
agenda,
on the wall.
which is here, everybody should have received an agenda in their email yesterday. And something I'll show you about with my clicker. The agenda, when you get the agenda in your email, unless I forget, this is the email itself. I'll copy and paste it, but if I make any changes to the agenda, you'll notice it's right there. There's the link to the agenda. If you click on that, you'll actually pull up the live document. If I'm making a change just before you pull it up, you'll have it there because that's the link to it. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And that's stored out in the cloud, as we talked about last time, in Google Drive. So there it is, that's the real live document. So there, you know, outdated material, it's always live. So if I got a typo there and I didn't catch it yet, you'll see it. And believe me, I thank God and Microsoft for a spell check. So, all right, so we're pretty much through most of this. And everybody can hear me okay, correct? All right. Okay. Roll call, real quick. There's a sheet back there with names on them. If you were here 2 weeks ago, you should check to mark that you were here and make sure your information is correct. If you weren't here, this is your first time attending, welcome. There's a couple new faces I see, and thanks for attending. And make sure you fill out your information on that sheet. All right, even though we may know each other, that way I make sure I get it on the right sheet. As in, even though Dylan and I knew each other quite well, and he's part of this, guess who was off the distribution list, wasn't getting all my emails this past week and a half? Dylan, because he wasn't on that sheet. I'll take a picture. Picture's worth 1,000 words. All right, so books. You'll need 2 books for this study series. You need them both. Resolution for Men book. It's the next best book to the Bible as far as this men's concerned, in my opinion. And if you'll read it, you'll understand why, right? So, and a few of you have been through the book. I made it quite a way. Did you finish it by yet? I know you were doing pretty good on it.
No, not yet.
Okay. Does anybody not have this book? Go back to the table and grab it. The study guide, you need it also. That's where our lessons are based out for these next 8 weeks. Okay. Now, there's movies back here. If you don't have the Courageous movie, that's where this all came out of. Grab the movie and watch it. Back at that table. They're gone?
They're gone.
They're gone. Oh no. Sean?
How much are study books and regular books?
$9 and $10. If you want to take them, if you want to pay for them, that's fine. That's the way I work things. Okay, Sean, give him your resolution book.
My name's in it and everything.
Doesn't matter. I've got more. Here's the resolution. I'll get you the study guide. Okay? I will get you the study guide.
When you get your new one, I'll give you this one back. It's covered.
And it's got Sean Cooney's on it. So, the Sean guy, some of you guys that are new this week, that's my son back there. And I encourage all men to break their son out, or the one that they're a fatherly figure to. All right, let's get going. So, all right, we are going to be really cramming in today. The first meeting like this is hard because typically each session deals with 1 or 2 chapters in the book and covers the highlights and things. Well, today we've got to cover chapters 1, 2, and 3, which are not covered in session 1, as well as 4 and 5 of the book. Because there's some pretty important stuff in those front chapters. Okay. Chapter 1. You open the book. Why do we need men of resolution? Why do we need men who will take the resolution, live by it, take the Bible, and what God has role for us men is defined so clearly in the Word. I mean, until I went through this study series myself personally, I did not know a lot of the things in here about what a godly man's role is. Okay. Ephesians 5:14-16. TLB is the Living Bible. I typically use a New Living Testament, but I pull up a lot of different scriptures in that, and and you'll see here. Where's my pointer? Oh. There. These are hot links, okay, that are in the agenda. The agenda, later on, you guys all get this email. You want to go back through and review. If you need to catch up with your book and that, it's all here, all the information, so you don't have this. The living, breathing document. So, that is why God says in the scriptures, awake, O sleeper, and rise from the dead, and Christ shall give you light. So be careful how to act. These are difficult days. Don't be fooled. Be wise. Make the most of every opportunity you have for doing good. Okay, those who read the book know the story about Jack falling asleep at the wheel. How many of us have fallen asleep in our life, in our marriage, in our job? We just get in a rut. I mean, discipline and patterns are good, but there's time we just get complacent with where we are, and we're just going through the motions. We're not actually living anymore. We're just walking. So, let's go ahead and play this video. So, have we been distracted by our hobbies, by things other than what we should have been?
Can't tell you what it's like to be on this side of glass.
Shane, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
I'm going to turn volume up back there.
It's right there on the left.
I guess somewhere along the way I let go of the wheel. I knew I couldn't get it back even if I wanted to. Can't tell you what it's like to be on this side of glass.
Shane, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I knew what I was doing. I guess somewhere along the way I let go of the wheel. I knew I couldn't get it back even if I wanted to.
Shane, you've got to get right with God first. And then you've got to get right with yourself.
I'm lost, man.
No. You haven't lost him. He's hurting, but you haven't lost him.
You have to help me with Tyler. He needs someone to look out for him.
I'll look after him. You have my word.
I don't want him to be like me. Adam, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Please.
I forgive you. Listen, I'll come see you again, all right?
Okay. Hey. Don't ever let go of the wheel.
Never.
All right, don't ever let go of the wheel. That ties in with the story about in the beginning of the book, as well as many of us in our lives. You know, there's There's people all around us that have let go of the wheel. A lot of husbands let go of the wheel. The wife has to step into a role and be a father or mother type figure to the children. All the guys are off with the buddies always fishing. Nothing wrong with fishing. That's one of the best places to think about nothing. So, but we get the priorities and we let go of the wheel and our wives will take over. Our parents let go of the wheels and somebody else has to step in. That's why I was blessed with that boy back there. So it's been in my life now 5 years. He's now my adopted son, and God sure used him to make me a better man, that's for sure. So there's things all around us that people let go of the wheel, other people have to step in. And in our lives, as a man, as a husband, and a father, and those three things, we have to worry about and be on guard not to let go of the wheel and to serve our role. Now, mind you, this is going to cause conflict because, you know, your wife may be weary, wore out, and she's in this take charge mode. And if we see things that we try to adjust where we know that we have been lacking as men or we guide other guys to help lack, that will cause conflicts because it's not what they're used to. And they think they always have to do this instead of trusting and relying on you. So some of the things that we need to ask ourselves, again, is our wife weary, wore out? Is the marriage lack in clear direction, romance, improvement, intimacy? Are our children, young or old, emotionally distanced from you in spirituality, apathetic towards God? Apathetic is showing or feeling no interest or enthusiasm and concern. And one of the points on that, and the Bible mentioned the Conquer series, that's a study series for men, especially, on sexual purity. Okay? It does deal with the addiction, how the brain wired, and how science is now caught up to prove what the Bible said 2,000 years ago. Your lifestyles, the way you live, drugs, getting the pornography addiction, stuff like that, changes the way your body is wired, your brain. The brain is a magnificent thing. You know, what I learned about the brain by getting educated with that study series is amazing what, you know, God created with us and up in here. But they've come to find out that 2, 3, 4 generations later, the things that you do to your body and then you have children affects your children, grandchildren on a gene level. So science is now, again, proven the Bible right. Isn't it amazing how the science is, over the years, we've seen where science has proven the Bible again and again and again. So it goes on to the next question. Is a father important? That was one of the things that brought out in there. Who says yes? Everybody better raise their hand in here. Because yes, a father is important, a mother is important. It takes two. I mean, God made Adam and Eve, not just Adam. So, and two became one. So I said, I will told the answer is yes. One of the things I've learned, if you look in the back of the Resolution for Men, they got some studies they cite here. They did a study of 2-parent homes and single-parent homes, and the single-parent where the mom was the primary caregiver and where the man was the primary caregiver. If you have an engaged, the 2-parent engaged 2-parent homes are the best to raise children in. You know, it's about it, hands down. But if you have a single parent and there's a father that's engaged with the children and a mother that's engaged with the children raised in the father home do better than the mother. Why? I don't know. I know what I'm like as a guy, and sometimes I wonder if I'm a good influence, because us guys are kind of strange, at least this one is. But yes, surprisingly, believe to what a lot of us would have thought, the children raised because of the discipline structure and that most of us guys have, and the logic and reasoning. I mean, typically guys are more logical and straightforward and less of emotional than a woman is. Except this guy. I cried at least more than my wife, I think. So, but many men and boys, and why? I should say I'm jumping ahead there. What's missing? We just look back at the decline of society. What's missing? A lot of single-parent homes. The father figure is missing. The structure and discipline of a family is missing. That's why our society, well, I mean, divorce rate's like 55–60% for first-time marriage, and it's even higher for second-time marriages. So it's incredible. And a lot of children that are fatherless or motherless, born out of wedlock. It's incredible. It's sad what's happening to our country. And, you know, I've always said, wherever goes to family, goes to country. And we're seeing that in these past decades, few decades, how the family has been diminished and how our country is diminishing. So, and that's why you'll see me, I wear like today, I'm wearing my Honor Begins at Home shirt, because that's where it starts. The country and society and everything begins at home with each of you guys. In your own home, it starts. In my home, in your home, it starts. So a father is missing. So I want to hear some suggestions. What do we think is the definition of a man? Somebody cheated and already looked at this. Anybody? Don't be shy. Yes.
Not being passive.
Not being passive. Very good. Did you cheat?
No, I've heard it before.
Okay. Good. Very good. Anybody else? I mean, I can tell you that passiveness does help save arguments in marriages, but it's not the role God wanted us. So if you ever want this for the future, and this is in your book, and it's here in the agenda because it's very important. There's a link, you click on it. This is the, oh boy, did I put the wrong link in there? No. Yeah. This is, a man is an adult male. This is all the scriptures defining a man. First of all, the age of a male, roughly 18–20, adult male is where you start. All right? Who accepts his masculinity, not being passive. You know, steps up, steps forward, speaks and acts with maturity. You know, no longer talking about cops and robbers and playing games and things like that. Speaks and acts with maturity. I am really working on that one. I'm still a big kid at heart. The guys that know me well, that's why they're chuckling. So, embrace his responsibility. Another one I'm working on. Doing something like this helps with that. Responsible instead of running and hide. A lot of men cheat on their wives, abandon their children. They do not face responsibilities. I mean, that's why the divorce rate is so high, and the fatherless children, because men are not facing their responsibilities. You know, they enjoy that night in the night of pleasure with the gal, but they didn't want to face the responsibility that comes afterwards. Functions independently. Can lead a family faithfully, and that one is a struggle there because, you know, trying to get everybody to get together, especially in the day and age, people go in different places, different schedules, you know, trying to get people together for study time and this and that. That's why 5:30 in the morning works good, huh? You and I both can be at the same time then. Yeah, he's dragging today. He hasn't had 8 hours of sleep.
He looks energetic.
Okay, recognizes accountability. Yeah. I was raised by my dad and mother, certain, and they weren't perfect, just like I'm not perfect. But you know what? That was then, and now I'm accountable for my actions. And you know, it is what it is, and I have to own up to my mistakes. And every man has to. And an image bearer of God. That is, when you make it to that point, that's so awesome because we are going to reflect God. When people look at us, they see God. Just like a quote I used this past week, one of my daily thoughts. Out of 100 people, one reads the Bible, the other 99 reads the Christian. Think about it. Of all you men in this room, we have different people we have influences in. They read us. And how they see and read the Bible is through us. So how we live our lives 24/7 is very important. Okay? Any questions or thoughts or comments? That's the definition of a man. Anybody ever think about when did you know when you were a man? Some people, I shaved, I'm a man now. You know? As my dad used to say, boy, let me put some milk on your face and get the cat. Some of you guys have heard that saying before, haven't you? So what following qualities does he reflect? Well, a loving provider, a strong protector, a truthful leader, a respectable authority, and an intimate friend. That's the one a lot of guys have trouble with, is that last part. Do you know when we greet each other, we're supposed to give each other a holy kiss?
Oh, here you go.
Oh, no.
What's that?
That was cultural back then. Cultural.
It's still in the Bible.
Thank you, brother.
I think the holy kiss is just the cheek thing, so it's not really kiss, so.
That's the verse before the holy slap.
I never saw the second phase of that.
How come that verse got taken out and the other one didn't? Okay. So that's chapter 1. Anybody got any thoughts on chapter 1?
The whole thing about the, like, intimacy between, like, relationships, say, between father and son these days, I think it's a lot different, because back then, when I was growing up, I never really showed affection to my father. I loved him, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't remember saying that I can remember maybe when I was real little, you know, I love you, Daddy, or something like that. But I didn't really say that, tell him I love him to my wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are a lot of families where it's business-like.
And then after that,
Yeah, and it's a tragedy that a lot of families have a business-like interface with each other.
That was, you know, back then, that's.
Well, not really, way back then. I mean, you know, the holy kiss, and I know from what my family was 180 degrees the other way. My sister and I, we're quite old. We still give each other kisses when we see each other. You know, and we pecks and the cheeks and stuff, and hugs. And my son, he can tell you before he leaves somewhere, or I leave, it's goodbye, I love you, and it's hugs most of the time. I mean, it's just part of the culture. But some people grow up in a business cold type atmosphere because of whatever reasons that was done, and that's where, you know, sins of a father type thing. And that's not sin per se, but it's just the type of lifestyle that you learn. Just like the old story I say to you, what's normal? For you, that was normal. For me, that's cold. That's not normal. It's like the straight ear bunnies and floppy ear bunnies. Which one's normal? Well, if you got 99 floppy ear bunnies and you got one straight ear bunny together, the straight ear is the abnormal one of the bunch, right? Well, what if you got 99 straight ear bunnies and one floppy ear bunny? Well, the floppy ear bunny is not normal now. And so it's just because of the group you're in and stuff, not wrong, bad, good, ugly, but we need to be intimate, we need the hugs, affection, because God was very affectionate with us. Yeah. This way.
I think too, it depends on like the person. Like my wife, she's one that needs that affirmation. Like she needs to hear, I love you. Whereas I'm more of a, I'd rather you show me. Like show me you love me by the way you act. Show me the way you love me by what you do for our family. That's how I don't care if you say it. You can say, that's like for me like an apology. You can say sorry all day long, but if you don't mean it, it doesn't mean anything. It's
Exactly.
just like, you know, you say I love you. Well, that doesn't mean anything unless you actually show me. So I'm more of a, I don't necessarily, not saying it's right or wrong, but I don't necessarily care if she says I love you every day or not. Just show me, you know, by the way you act.
I'm greedy, I like it all.
But that's what I mean. There's different needs, you know. Like she needs to hear that.
Yeah, that's the 5 love languages. That's something, a good study to get into the 5 love languages: affirmation, words of affection, the gifts, service, I forget them all. 5 love languages. It's great, I bet it, but that's what you're talking about, the 2 different love languages. Yes?
I'm just thinking how important this is that we're getting together to do this, because we're living in a world, we're talking about male and what's a male, and, you know, defining that. We're living in a world today that's trying to say, well, gender identity, you really don't know whether you're a male or, you
Yeah.
know, how men are, I just think we're just in a terrible spot at this point in time where we gotta get back to the basics.
Yeah,
What does biology say? You know, what are,
Right. And that's very statement is in the book, that stuff about how society is trying to dumb down the man. Because if we men function as our role, you look at history, good or bad, thing changes. You take Hitler as a bad example of a man gone bad, but a leader, what he did, how he rose the country up out of the Depression and the terrible economic times. And you take other great leaders. You take George Washington, a humble, leading man. You know, he didn't run for president, but he was, you know, everybody wanted him. If you ever read the story about George Washington, he had to be begged just about to be the president of the United States because that wasn't his way. He wanted to go back and farm. You know, he just wanted to farm. He served his country, and now he wanted to go back and farm. But he stepped up. He was a very godly man, very godly man, and he went what God called him. So yes, very, very important, and that we all can be seeds in our different circles of friends to help bring back manhood. Not just gender identity stuff that we talk about, but yeah, manhood. I mean, men are not better than women. We have different roles. Men typically have a certain type of personalities and thought pattern, and women have a certain different one too. We're wired differently. Our Creator made us that way. I always say the yin and the yang sort of thing, type of thing. We just fit together. No two become one. 2 bolts can't come together, can they? Or 2 nuts can't come together. Well, some in California, I forgot about that. But, and now this is going to be online, I forgot about that. Trouble! That's okay. By the way, if something you guys should always, anybody that's on Facebook, if you've got anybody take on that starts talking about the rainbow and all that stuff, tell them thank you for reminding you about God's covenant promise, the rainbow, how he would not destroy the earth. And the rainbow is a symbol of God. And thank them for showing them on their Facebook. I use that all the time. They don't like that. So let's continue on because we're gotta move along here. So have you ever thought about what it'd be today if your father figure was not in your life? Think about it. Many of you guys had probably awesome father figures, or you had some type of event in your life that put you into this room today. There's pretty much, or somebody said there was food here, and that's why you're here, Jason. But no, it's because of our fathers and that, and what they have done. So, what would you be? The story of Timothy in the first chapter of the book is about the parts, different ways his life went. If he had a different father, and if he was a different father, how his kids turned out. So think about what your life would be. Would we be like that man Timothy that God showed us in the book? Because the story starts out that God comes to this man, Timothy, and says, "Here, I want to show you something." Sort of like a play on the Christmas Carol in that sense. But so have you thought about our actions, or should I say lack of, affect our children here and in the future? Because, I mean, we know the statistics. Alcoholic fathers and mothers, drug abusing fathers, mothers, what kind of children do they raise? Same, pretty much the same. You know, and their children then, but things are getting worse and worse with each generation. It's because of what I call the Xerox principle. Anybody ever heard of the Xerox principle? You take a piece of paper. It's not as bad as it was in the early days of copy machines. You take a piece of paper, make a copy of it. Then you make a copy of that copy, and make a copy of that copy, and it gets distorted and worse with each generation. That's the Xerox principle. It's not as bad today because there are a lot more precise equipment. But yeah, that's what's happening in our families. Our children are copying us, but they're worse. And then their children copy them. And that's the demise of this country, and many countries, and many families and generations. So, so just think how these little steps we stray away from our roles affect generations to come. Again, look at today's society. Examining the most family tree and its members can see that the slippery slope and hiding from the role of a man does. Examine two brothers. One takes the role of a man as God intended him, and the other does not. One chose to become a chain breaker, and the other became captive in the chains of sin. That pattern is what brought me to my third son. I am living that right there. My father, he's not here, and he's had other commitments. My father was here last time, but I've got another brother where the tree my son came from, and it's very true. We came from the same gene pool, my brother and I, but where we took the accountability and where we took the lifestyle affected our children and our children's children. And so, you know, this here is so true. How you in all of your malehood will affect your generation and the next generation. Wake up, son. I'm talking about you. You know, if you get up and walk around, it'll help you stay awake. He always says he can keep up with big dogs. All right. Get some coffee, son. So, and speaking of chain breakers, that leads me to the next one. Become a chain breaker. 2 Corinthians 5:17. This means that anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. The old life is gone, and new life has begun. That is so true. We have our past. You can never change the past, but you can only change the future. And we will fail. But the difference between a man of resolution and just any other man is that we'll keep trying. We're keeping trying to get that touchdown. You know, keep going, keep going. I mean, there's 4 plays in a football. In the football game, you have 4 downs to get 10 yards. If you gave up the first time because you didn't get a first down, you never get a first down because most teams don't get a first down the first time they run the ball, right? So we just got to keep trying, keep going for that first down. We may get knocked on our butt a few times. You know, I've been there. I've been knocked on my butt, but we got to keep trying. So, so we must break away from the chains of our sins. If we don't, our legacy will decline with each generation. The Xerox effect. Now, our parents may influence, but as the verse, and we'll read further stuff, is that we are accountable. Once you, the adult male, the definition of a man, when you reach that, the age, you are accountable. Some people say it's 14, some people say it's 18, you know. But, you know, that's a number, it's a mindset. And, you know, a lot of us probably can say, I know somebody that's 30 years old, and I know 15-year-olds that are more mature than that guy. Some of us have probably know some people like that. So, just like